Hello and welcome to UC Today. My name is Kristian McCann and today I'm joined by Lee Essex, Senior Vice President of Global Sales and Marketing at Tango Networks. And here we're going to discuss the move to mobile first UC. Lee, thanks for joining me. So let's get started. The concept of one device, two personas for business communications is gaining traction. What factors are driving this shift and what resistant points do you still encounter?
I think really it's from a user point of view, Kristian. For a long time now, we've seen people using multiple devices when, they've been given a mobile phone for work. And there's a lot of us out there that, do rely on our mobile phone. And personally, we're kind of all reliant on our mobile phones, but increasingly, more and more of the workforce need to use a mobile phone to make and receive business calls. And traditionally what's happened is that, the employer has issued a second phone. So you get in this scenario where you're having to carry around one phone for your personal and one phone for work. The way that the devices have been manufactured has really been driven by the device manufacturers themselves. So we're talking about Apple and Samsung and Google. So you can now have multiple lines on pretty much every modern mobile phone. And the fact that the majority of them now support eSIM means that it's very easy to very, very quickly add a second line. So a lot of it comes down to user convenience. Why do I still have to carry around two phones when I can have a better experience on the phone that I carry around with me all day long and is generally within arm's reach? And the iOS developers have spent a lot of time thinking about the user experience. And I can now very easily separate my work persona from my personal persona with on my device. So I can very clearly define who I make a call to on my work persona. For example, if I call you for the first time, my device will go, okay, Lee, you've got two lines. Do you want to use your personal line and your work line? It's a work line, so I say work line. And then every time I call you, it automatically picks that work device. And it clearly defines that in my work history. And likewise, if you call me on my work line and I go to call you back, it automatically remembers that. So it really comes down to the user experience and the convenience now. It's a better user experience for the person doing it. It's a better experience for the IT guys within the business. They haven't got to worry about procuring second devices. They haven't got to worry about shipping them out. They haven't got to worry about putting some sort of software on them. So I'd say generally it's the technology that's moved forwards in both the devices and eSIM, and also the simplicity for the IT folks who were trying to control all these communications.
Okay, excellent. So you've mentioned a lot about this, the challenges or resistance points, but what cost benefits of organizations can they discover when they converge mobile and desk communications into a single platform?
Oh, they're quite considerable when you actually start digging into it, Kristian. There's considerable cost savings if you're getting rid of desk phones. Desk phones are quite expensive things to buy. They're also, quite pricey to run. They're kind of sitting there ticking away, consuming electricity. And what we find is even for people who are based at a desk, if they want to make a phone call, they typically reach for their mobile phone because their contacts are in there and that's the device they're used to. So number one is you can get rid of desk phones. You completely eradicate those and the cost of having to maintain them, service them, because there's a cost to maintaining them, and obviously run them. I think the second cost saving is that if you are moving to mobile first, you no longer need to buy a dedicated device for your employees. And we know this. Smartphones are not cheap. They average around £1,000, $1,000 each. So that price quickly starts to add up. And also, if you're looking to combine of the communications, you can quickly reduce the cost of providing a dedicated mobile service. With our Tango eSIM as a second SIM, it greatly reduced the monthly cost that you're having to pay, that you would traditionally pay to a mobile operator. So I think there's the cost savings there, which are very easy to calculate. But also there's the hidden cost savings, the return on investment. Organizations invest quite a lot of money in their UC platforms, and what they really want to do is get the benefit. So being able to extend that with our product out to the user and actually get the benefits of that UC platform is a great return on investment. We see a return on investment just on a UC platform. There's also services that can be added into there, call recording, call reporting. But increasingly, we're seeing productivity increases, which are 10 to 15, even 20% for field-based employees, where very basic AI technologies are being layered on. Rather than having to sit in a van or a car and write a report and file that back, they can simply phone back into the office, get a transcription of that call. It's automatically loaded up to their CRM system. So they're saving a bit of time. So we've got some great use cases of field engineers being able to save 15 to 20% of the time every day.
Oh, excellent. And also beyond just the technical capabilities that you can enhance by using this, how is it also working well or changing the way that workplaces adapt by staff being able to use a BYOD policy?
Again, it comes down to convenience. I can guarantee your mobile phone's within arm reach of you. Absolutely, it always is in everybody's phones. So it absolutely comes down to convenience. The fact that we offer an eSIM that's fully integrated into the UC platform means that the IT manager can quickly take the number that's already assigned to me in a UC platform. They can add it to an eSIM. They can send me a secure QR code. I can scan it with my own BYOD phone. I think most people now have got used to adding an eSIM. And within minutes, literally minutes, that second line is added to my phone and I can make and receive calls. So I think the change is coming down to convenience and just being able to use the phone that's already there. People rely on and love their mobile phones.
When using BYOD policies, how can companies, especially in sort of regulated industries, how can they ensure that they are getting everything they need from a regulation standpoint, as opposed to using sort of on-prem in-office phones?
Well, it's the same, to be honest, Kristian. Traditionally, if you're in a regulated industry, you have to record. That's the main thing. You've got to record those conversations that are going on, and by doing that on a desk phone, that's fairly easy because you can very easily plug in a call recording platform into a hosted UC platform. The challenge for these regulated guys has always been what happens when they're using a mobile phone, which a lot of these people do. And if you're using a siloed traditional mobile service, you then have to rely on that mobile operator to plug in a secondary call recording platform, which is typically different and siloed from the existing call recording platform that you've got on your UC. By taking our service, we then make that mobile phone an extension of the existing UC platform. So you can be guaranteed that as soon as somebody picks up their phone and makes a call using our Tango Extend service, that same UC platform, using that same recording platform, is capturing that call. So it really comes down to the fact that as soon as they make a call, it's automatically recorded with the same policies that they need to with the fixed line. It's just now extended to the mobile. So we make it very, very easy for companies that need to meet regulations for compliance purposes to make sure that they are meeting those regulations by recording all of those conversations.
Excellent. And you also mentioned this sort of integration with the UC platform, allowing you to continue using your own compliance on UC platforms. What about making use of investments like AI within your UC platforms? How does having a BYOD device that's plugged into your internal UC facilitate that and ensure that data isn't being lost by the wayside?
Well, again, a conversation that's happening on the BYOD device with our Tango Extend is exactly the same as a conversation that's happening on a desk phone. So the AI that you can layer on, which is very easily done in the modern world, we look at Copilot and things like that from Microsoft, it's very easy to layer those services on. Now, automatically, hence the name, those services are extended to the BYOD device. So you can start to get the power of AI laid onto those calls. And the example I gave, with one of our customers and field service engineers, 20% a day is a huge amount of time. If you look at the average week, that's kind of gaining an extra day per week in productivity. So using AI now, I think we've only just scratched the surface, but already we're starting to see our customers get huge gains and benefits from it.
That's excellent. Also, with moving to this BYOD, there's going to be like a really drastic drop in physical footprint of your hardware. I was wondering, what can you tell me? What does using this BYOD system, how does it help company with their ESG goals or sustainability initiatives?
To produce a mobile phone, it takes about 80 kilograms, produces about 80 kilograms of carbon, and that's quite a big chunk. So if you look at having the ability to reduce that altogether, so I no longer do I need to give all of my employees a brand new phone. I can get rid of that. So that already starts to contribute to your ESG scores, and we're seeing a lot of RFPs now where companies are saying, oh, we've got these ESG scores, we're very conscious about it. And we all should be. We should all start to look after the environment that we live in. We've only got in one environment, so look after it. So the immediate saving is just eradicating that need for a second device. And again, you can replicate that with a desk phone. Get rid of a desk phone. You haven't got to produce the desk phone. I think the carbon on those is slightly less to produce them, around about 50 kilograms to produce them. But by the time you factor in the ongoing maintenance and the power, it soon starts to build up. So very, very quickly, for a fairly medium-sized organization, you can start to add up really positive credits towards your ESG score.
Excellent. Well, it sounds like there's a lot of benefits for switching to a BYOD system. Lee, thanks for taking the time to speak to me today.
It's always a pleasure. Thank you, Kristian. I appreciate your time.
And thank you to the audience for watching. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel and keep in touch with the latest videos. See you next time.